Hey, Hop listeners, welcome in. Before we get started today, we want to thank our friends over at FNX Fitness for their support. FNX Fitness is your one-stop online shop for all the supplements you need to get the most out of your workout. You've heard us talk about them before, and we continue to because we love them. They have multivitamins, they have super greens, they have pre-workout, they are growing fast, they have fast delivery. You know that the vanilla milkshake whey protein is my absolute favorite, cannot live without it. And they're constantly doing deals, BOGO deals, discount deals, different things like that. So you're going to want to get on that listserv. Look, we're healthy people. We got to balance out the beer drinking with some fitness, and we do that with FNX. Head over to fnxfit.com, get 15% off your purchase using our exclusive promo code. You're going to enter HOPOD15 at checkout. That is HOPOD15 at checkout. You're going to save 15%. You're going to get a great deal, and you are going to be a healthy person. Work off the beer. Let's grab a drink. Hello there. Welcome in. It is sunny. It is summer, and this is The Hop with Gabe and Stephen. My name is Stephen Humes here with my co-host Gabriel Apria. And we're celebrating the summer season, people. It is that time of year. It's June, and we're busting out some summer beers for breweries. I'm excited.
It's hot outside and we don't feel like dealing with the heat anymore, so we're going to drink about it. Hello, good morning, good evening, wherever time period it is for you. Welcome in. Thirsty Thursday, summer beers. We're calling this episode Summer Lovin'. It's officially June. Apparently, summer doesn't officially start until the 20-something. We said we don't give a shit. It's June. It's hot. It's the summer. So we're breaking out all the stops. We're breaking out our summer beers. We've got 4 awesome beers from 4 different breweries. Some you've heard of, some you might not have, some we've done before, some we not have. So we're going to have a great time. And who else is ready to get sunburnt? I am.
I'm so ready. I've been sunburnt already like 3 times, and it's just the beginning of June. I love the summer. Who doesn't love the summer? Look, it doesn't matter how old you are and how long you've been out of school. When summer hits, school's out. And we're all partying in the street. Oh, we have I forgot.
Yeah. I thought you were saying it on purpose. I was like, wow, he's setting me up perfectly. And then he was like, oh, wait.
Yeah, no, let's go with that. Yeah, I definitely teed you up on purpose for that. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, no matter what, when Memorial Day hits, we're all like throwing our hands in the air. School's out. We're on break.
Tops off, bottoms on.
Yeah.
Let's get this bread and hit the beach.
So we have a lot to do. We got This Week in Gross, a twig. That segment is back. We got 4 beers, as we mentioned. We got news and notes. We got a lot of stuff to cram in. So let's just get it rolling. And we're going to start with our reminder that we do every week, reminding you to check us out on the social media at the HO Podcast on Instagram, on Twitter. Follow, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, and we appreciate it if you rate and review, if you spread the word, if you help grow the Hop community and help make the show better for you each and every week. That's what we're always trying to do. And if you have suggestions or requests for the show, you can always hit us up either in our DMs, or you can send us an email. It's thehopod@gmail.com. You can also follow our personal things if you want. Gabe posts on it sometimes. I don't, but he is at Gaberade67. I am at Shakespeareist.
Oh, let us know what breweries to hit up next. Let us know what breweries to repeat. Let us know how you beat the summer heat. Do you stay inside like a jabroni, or do you go outside and become a beach jabroni? Do you drink alcohol? Do you drink extra water? Do you stay hydrated, or do you want to party? We do all of the things, so we would love for you to join us. Maybe one day we'll have a summer luau, we'll have a big-ass pig roast, and we'll crack open some beers just for you.
We already had a luau on the Hop. It was, I don't remember the number, but it was whenever we had Maui Brewing on. We have had a Hop luau before.
That's true. No pig roasts yet, though.
No pig roasts yet, but you know what? The night is young.
Amen.
Okay, let's get some news.
Beer news.
Before we start the news, y'all like my pineapple?
I love your pineapple.
Isn't he great?
It's full on SpongeBob SquarePants. If you're not watching us on YouTube, you can do that. YouTube.com. Just search for the Hop of Craft Beer Podcast. And Gabe is on the beach with a pineapple. He's got sunglasses. They are friends. And
we basically look alike.
If you're not watching, you're missing out.
Yeah, you're missing out. You're missing the pineapple.
Molson Coors is moving their headquarters. They found a new spot in Chicago that they're moving to. This doesn't really matter. It's really just an excuse for me to remind you and everyone that they put corn syrup in their beer. And
stay thirsty, my friend.
That's fucking stupid.
It's not an excuse for you to talk about it. It's an excuse for you to play the drop. Let's be real.
Yep, that too. And hop favorite 67 Degrees Brewing. This is really cool. They're operating an outdoor beer garden. If you don't know 67 Degrees, I would advise you to get hip to them. They were on our show round 50. We did a taproom special. We absolutely loved it there. They're based in somewhere in Massachusetts near Foxborough. It's like Waltham or something like that. I don't exactly remember the town, but
this is how close we were. I remember this.
It was opening day.
It was opening day of football.
Yeah.
It was the one and only year that Cam Newton was on the team. That's how far back this was. But I remember we could hear the game while we were sitting there drinking beer, and I was like, damn.
It was awesome. It was full height of COVID, but we went, we got beers, we sat outside. It was all the things. But they're operating a beer garden at the Wrentham Village Premium Outlet Mall. So if you find yourself in Massachusetts, specifically near Foxborough, you can hit up a beer garden operated by 67 Degrees, and that place is just awesome. To this day, I remember their Strawberry Stroll IPA. It was this IPA with like fresh strawberries in it. It was like mind-blowingly good.
Get out of my head. I was going to mention it. Absolutely. Yeah. That was like, they had good beers, but that one we were both like,
yeah, that one was hit a little different. That was a record scratch moment. All right, the big news of the week, or of the past weeks, is that Flying Dog has been acquired by FX Matt, which is a brewing company based in New York. So basically,
thank God,
Flying Dog is moving from MD to NY. And that is kind of crazy. Flying Dog, we've had them on the show. They're very much, they're Maryland through and through. They're Baltimore through and through, but
yeah.
Not anymore. FX Matt, it was founded in 1888. It continues to be one of the oldest family-run breweries in the country. They were already kind of brewing for Flying Dog. They did contract brewing for them because Flying Dog just didn't have the capacity to do what they were doing. So the acquisition does make sense in that way. And the company also claims that there's still going to be a Maryland presence. They're planning a experimental brewery and a tap room to stay in Baltimore or in that area, but the majority of the operation will be moved to Utica, New York, very near Ithaca, New York, kind of a little industrial part of the upstate New York that I spent a lot of time in.
Remember when we tried to go to Flying Dog and they were like closed?
Oh yeah, we spent a lot of time running around Baltimore trying to get to breweries that turns out not very close together. We did some heavy driving when we were down there, but
a lot of gas money that day.
Yeah, it's it's a trend we see a lot where small breweries are scooped up by bigger breweries. It's not like Anheuser-Busch bought Flying Dog, but it's just it's another one of those big acquisitions that are noteworthy and are happening a lot. It does beg the question to me: are they going to continue to offer their Old Bay seasoning ale? What's it called? Dead Rise. Because that's like Maryland's thing, the Old Bay.
Yeah, so, I still have that beer. I've yet to try it.
You have one? And we haven't tried it yet?
We've talked about that. I just like, it's over to the side, and it just kind of like, I don't have a lot of room in my fridge, so I have to like keep
Sounds
restocking.
like another tomato video. That's what I'm hearing.
I hear it's really good, though.
It might be, but it sounds
weird. It might be. I know, but like, whatever.
Well,
all right. Moving right along, founders of the Appalachian Mountain Brewery have reclaimed the throne.
Yay!
They are taking their brewery back from ABI. Founders Nathan Kleshek and Chris Zyber. Those sound like great fun names. They purchased their North Carolina brand back from ABI. ABI acquired the company back in 2020. This is definitely something we mentioned and or talked about briefly on another news and notes, obviously a couple years ago. But yeah, they were struggling. ABI bought them out. They stole some money from a bank, and here we are. They're buying it back, and we're very happy for them. They are headquartered at their original facility in Boone. That's Aaron Boone, North Carolina. The founders are saying for the time being, they will shift their strategy to focus on the brand's new tap room, as well as growing the local brewery team. North Carolinians, go to this spot. Tell us how it is. We hear good things, and we want to try their beer.
You love to see it. It's not every day we get to talk about a brewery taking back their home
Buying
from
it
the
back.
big behemoth.
Yeah.
Love it. Let's talk some numbers. Pliny the Younger release. We talk about it every year. It's sort of my white whale of like beer events. I want to go to this so bad, and I should. It's like a few hours from me, but we have some numbers for you regarding the 2023 release, and it set a record. It generated $6.3 million in economic impact, according to the Sonoma County Economic Development Board. That's the awesome thing about this release. If you're uninitiated, you're not familiar somehow, basically, Russian River, they've been doing this for about 19 years, I think. They spend 2-ish weeks in end of March, early April, and they release their triple IPA. It's called Pliny the Younger, and you basically get like wristbands. You can only buy like a bottle or two.
Yeah,
they only started bottling it like last year. Yeah,
only two bottles per person or something like that.
It's extremely rare, and it comes out once a year. And every time it does, people flock to this California brewery from all over the world to scoop it up, and they spend money in restaurants and hotels and all different kinds of things. It's really good for the Russian River area where this brewery is. So reportedly, according to this board that pulled these numbers, a combined 24,603 people visited the area, visiting the two tap rooms that Russian River operates, and this represented people from 41 states, also Guam, and 12 different countries. So
Guam!
you gotta throw Guam in there because it's not a state, but it's us too.
It's just like a vacation home.
It's like Puerto Rico, it's like it's not a state, but it's kind of the U.S., so we got to say it separately. But whatever. Lots of people came. They spent $6.3 million combined, giving, economic contribution to this smallish town. So it's really just astounding what it's astounding what beer can do, and Gabe and I were not among these people, and that was an oversight. And I want us to be next year.
Why did I think this event happened in Vegas?
I don't know.
It happens in California every year?
Yes, it's in Sonoma County, so it's Northern California near like wine country, and that's where Russian River is based.
Right. I don't know. Something in my head said Vegas.
The more you know, the more you calls. Okay.
Only a handful of people are going to get that, and it's going to be so worth it.
We have fun.
Rounding out the news and notes, winners of the World Beer Cup have been announced. We just don't have all the time to go through every single one, but this was a fun stat I liked. Countries with the most entries: United States had over 8,000, and then Canada 400, Japan a little over 200, Germany almost 200, Australia 152. So a lot of representation throughout the world, which is really cool. It took place over 18 sessions in 9 days. I feel like that checks out, although I would want more days to drink more beer. A panel of 272 judges from 26 countries evaluated 10,213 entries from 2,376 breweries, 51 countries. I hope they all had rides home, because that's a lot of beer to drink.
That's a lot of beer.
The highlights for us include breweries that we've had on the show. Avery Brewing took gold in the Belgian-style wit beer category for their White Rascal. AleSmith's Old Ale took the top prize in the Old Ale or Strong Ale category. 21st Amendment, Pizza Port, Firestone Walker, New Belgium, Lawson's, Deschutes, Founders, Boston Beer Co., Sam Adams, The Brewery, Mother Earth, Sierra Nevada, and Boomtown.
Boomtown.
Are just a few. They round out the list of, as Stephen quoted, notable hop alumni. So we're very happy that some of the breweries we featured have made this awesome list. This is proof that we drink good stuff. We know what we're doing, people.
We are professionals. If you want to see the whole list, this is put on every year, and it's worldbeercup.org. You can go see this year's winners, last year's winners, all the things. It's a very extensive list. It's awesome. Go see where your hometown or home state ranked on the list.
It looks like a really fun event, too. Like, you get a little plaque if you win, and it's like you're in a giant... This looks like the size of Radio City Music Hall. Like, it just looks like a great time, grand old time. This would be fun to go to. Like, you and I listening to the winners and hopefully getting some free beer. But this could be
one of the big ones, you know. It's like the Gab, but it's the World Beer Cup. Okay, we need to move on, but before we do that, we're going to talk about something gross because it's been a while since we've done this.
Yes.
This week in gross.
Hard Mountain Dew returns to This Week in Gross. They've been on it before, and they make a reappearance. Why? Because they have new flavors. And spoiler alert, they're gross. They introduced their Baja Blast variety pack recently. This comes to us out of Boston, and it's a limited edition, quote, never been done before variety pack that is sure to cause absolute pandemonium across the country. This is it. This is the pandemonium right here. It's a 12-pack. It's got 4 flavors. It's got the Baja Blast Pineapple, the Baja Blast Mango, the Baja Blast Punch, and the regular Baja Blast. And I want to stop saying Baja Blast now. It's
Baja Blast sounds like something you say when you're in elementary school and your mom's like, stop, don't say that anymore.
Baja Blast. It's just, you just keep doing it. It sounds weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
It's 100 calories per serving, no sugar, no caffeine. But it's alcoholic,
it's Mountain Dew. It's Mountain Dew. It's got to have caffeine in it.
Yeah, that's weird. Nobody asked for hard Mountain Dew ever. That's the thing. Nobody asked for this before, and nobody asked for more flavors of it now.
So, yes, here's the one devil's advocate thing I'll say.
Oh, boy.
Can artwork's fucking dope.
Oh, sure.
Artwork's pretty fucking cool. Those look like fun sea creature animals, and they're very animated and colorful. That's the only good thing about this. The other fun thing about this is if you read the whole article, you'll learn that the brand is looking for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity contest to have someone basically have a coveted position on the team, and they're calling it their chief hard officer. You can be hard at work with Mountain Dew.
No. Where are they?
Oh my God.
They're somewhere.
Ew. No.
Steven, you don't want to be hard at work?
I don't want to be the chief hard officer. I really don't.
Hard is in all capital letters, which makes it even funnier.
Chief
but basically,
hard officer.
Hiring one lucky fan for the most coveted summer job to ever exist. That's up for debate. Summer of intense roles and responsibilities plus endless perks. I think at the very end of this, you like the thing you get the most of is like a free 12-pack, which no, I want a paycheck. But
and probably some health defects, I'm assuming. If you're just going to spend the whole summer drinking hard Mountain Dew, there's probably something's going to be out of whack.
You're going to get shorter. You might grow a third leg.
The can art is redeeming. The job seems
cool.
stupid. Okay, responsibilities. Let's walk through some of these. Drink hard Mountain Dew. Cage dive with sharks. Scuba dive alongside the ocean's most notorious creatures. Tell everyone the new Hard Mountain Dew Baja Blast flavors are absolutely delicious and the best you've ever tasted. Get on a first-name basis with the employees at the nearest location where Hard Mountain Dew is sold. What if that's like your local bodega? Like, yeah, me and...
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't see that. Cage dive with sharks, is that a requirement? It's like get in the water.
Yes, it's a job responsibility.
Not. Good Lord. I don't want to cage dive with a shark. I'd rather live in the wonder.
Full rules and regulations can be found at www.chiefhardofficer.com. Do not misspell that. Be very careful Googling that.
Oof. You're gonna end up on a couple other different links, let me tell you.
And just for shits, it's currently available in quite a few states, but you know where it's not available?
Where is it not available?
You know where it's not available.
Montana!
Yeah, that's right. Because nobody could fly in there. They couldn't find an airport to send it to. Okay.
No one's hard in Montana.
No one's hard in Montana. All right. Red alert. I'm gonna... Let's... Oh, God. Let's hit the jazz and get into this summer beer. We need a drink.
Twice in a row. I love it.
Look, how are you going to ease into summer with anything but this? The first lily of June opens its red mouth. All over the sand road where we walk, multiflora rose climbs trees cascading white or pink blossoms, simple, intense. The scene drifting like colored mist. The arrowhead is spreading its creamy clumps of flower and the blackberries are blooming in the thickets. Season of joy for the bee. The green will never again be so green, so purely and lushly. New grass lifting its weedy seed heads into the wind, rich, fresh wine of June. We stagger into you, smeared with pollen, overcome as the turtle laying her eggs in the roadside sand. Just some poetry, just some light poetry.
Wow. And that's kind of scandalous.
Kind of deep, kind of sensitive.
Yeah. Wow. Some of those words.
See, it had to be jazz, you know?
It had to be jazz.
That's a poem called More Than Enough by Marge Percy.
I also just got back from New Orleans, so hearing that saxophone just made me so happy.
You did, and you saw a lot of music. I could tell.
Oh man, it was great, but that's a sidebar for another day. We're on the beach and we're drinking some brouhahas. Okay, I am taking the reins first. I am stopping by in Boston for Harpoon Brewery. We had them on our show, Round 49. We had their Dunkin' beers, and now we've got a summer beer. This is their summer style. It's not their summer ale. It's very different. Write that down. It is a New England blonde ale. They quote it as hazy and crushable. It is 5% ABV. No IBUs to speak of. Beer Advocate gave it an 87. Untapped gave it a 3.51. From the brewery, inspired by the classic Keller Kolsch, one of the original hoppy hazy beer styles, but dry hopped with a blend of modern German and American hops. Beer is the ultimate summer accessory, and there's no wrong way to mix or match when you're drinking this crispy blonde ale. So nail it in those Nantucket Reds or jam out in your jean shorts. Okay? Tighten up your trail runners or slide into a sundress. This is dirty. Get social in some seersucker or bust out your buddy's bucket hat. No matter how fresh your fit is, this beer is instant summer style. I would like to begin my 3-part apology by saying I think you're all great people. And
no, Gabe, bust out your buddy's bucket hat. Bust it out.
Get into your seersucker. What the hell even is that? I don't know. Here it is in the glass. It's very yellow. On the SRM chart, it's like a 3. They call it hazy. I think it's pretty see-through. It's like a tad cloudy. It's not really hazy. This is a blonde ale. The grain bill is pale wheat Carapils, Munich, and Vienna. The hops are Mandarina Bavaria, Sterling, Huell Melon, and the yeast is house yeast. I am very excited.
Yeah, very German style here. It's not a lager, it is a blonde ale, but we're working with the Munich malt, the Vienna malt, that Bavarian hops. That's very German in that way. It's going to be light. When we're talking about summer beers as a whole broadly, like this episode is kind of going to be all over the place, and that's because a summer beer can be many things to many people. What we're really looking for is beers that are either crushable or thirst quenching, something you would want on the beach, and something that you'd want to drink with your shirt off. You don't want to be slamming some like heavy stout that makes you feel bloated when you're at the beach. You want a beach bod beer. That's what this is all about. This one sounds like it's a perfect encapsulation of what that can be.
You would literally pass out if you were drinking a stout at the beach.
Yeah, that just sounds not right.
You would just get so dehydrated, but whatever. This smells German for sure. It smells light and crisp and a little floral, definitely lemon, which is great. But it's got the German style, the German influence to it. Little bit of that kind of weedy hay kind of smell to it. I read somewhere it said a summer herb garden. Sure, I think so. Weedy, crackery, a little bready. It smells like it's going to be pretty light, and we have a lot to do. So without further ado, here she goes.
Go ahead, and while you drink it, I'll talk a little bit about Harpoon. As you mentioned, they were on the show before, so if you want to learn all about them, you can check out Round 49. We basically did their Dunkin' beers before. It was around Thanksgiving time, I believe, in our first year. But the brewery itself has been at it since 1986. They are based in Boston. If you're in the Massachusetts area, the Vermont, New Hampshire area, you'll be very familiar with this brewery. It was founded by three college friends, Dan Kennery, Rich Doyle, and George Ligeti. They traveled in Europe, they learned about beer, they studied beer, they brought it to Boston, and that's where they are today. They're killing it, and they do a lot of fun seasonal offerings. You'll see their, their flannel sweater pack right around the fall, where they'll do a lot of like red ales or German styles. They'll do the Dunkin' Run, which we, tried all those beers, and it was basically, they're all brewed with Dunkin' coffee, and they're all sort of stout or something in that world. There was an IPA. And they do this. So one of the OG craft breweries.
Yeah, they're huge. They're big guys. All throughout Massachusetts, and obviously for me being somewhat close, I was able to get my hands on it. This is good. This is crisp. It's clean. It is very refreshing. This is the perfect beach beer, even if it's really hot out. It's got the lemon zest to it. It's got the like kind of biscuity kind of taste to it. Here's the other thing though. What's it like crushable? It doesn't do it justice. It's kind of like, for us, it's like water. It's just like so easy to go down. It literally tastes like a hoppy, lemony flavored water. And that's, like I'm getting beer off of it, but like because it's so light and because it's so easy to go down, I took like a sip and then I just like kept sipping and I was like, oh, I need to slow down. This will be killed in like 10 seconds on the beach. Like if you're sweating, you're playing like a volleyball game or something, you need something to drink. Or if you're just, sitting in a tube going down the lazy river and you just want to sip on something.
Or barbecuing, if you're standing by a hot grill and you need something to sip on, but you also don't want to get too like woozy, or you got some, some hot steam coming at your face. And I can't wait to grill I can't wait to visit the East Coast. I truly love the East Coast in summer.
In
behind
summer.
my smoker. In summer. Yes, that's the only time. But would you say that it's so light that it's like that you don't like it, or is it like is it flavorless? Is it like not really doing it for you in that way, or is it just because we're used to heavier stuff?
It could use more flavor, I will be honest. It could use a little more flavor. It could use a little more oomph. But this is perfect for the beach, for the summer, for grilling, for pool in the backyard, for that sprinkler thing that goes back and forth because y'all can't afford to buy a pool.
That thing? That was a sprinkler.
Oh, that, yeah. Yeah, that thing. The slip and slide, what have you. This is perfect for it. Like, especially if you're out in the sun in a tie and you've been drinking all day. For us and our purposes and our show, I want more. For the beach, don't change a thing. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the definition of crushable. And to be honest, it's just not something that I think I can speak for both of us when I say we don't typically swing for beers that are low ABV and crushable. Not because we want to get hammered, but because of the flavor that tends to be compromised along with it. So I completely understand that. But at the same time, if you're doing a session, it's very sessionable, and that's sort of the key to it.
The back end is fun. The back end is crisp and clean, but very refreshing. And I want to be floating in a tube in a pool while with like this in my hand with my head back sunbathing.
Let's go. What are we doing?
I basically want to be this pineapple in a pool with this beer.
Get on YouTube. Check out Gabe's pineapple. Okay. Gabe's drinking a blonde ale. I'm going to take over the blonde ale mantle. And if there's one brewery that knows the beach, it's a brewery near me called Santa Monica Brew Works. Beach brewed. That is the tagline of the brewery. And I am drinking their 310 Stomped Shandy. This is a blonde ale. They took their 310 blonde ale and then they turned it into a shandy by blending it with lemonade made by local lemonade producer called Hot Dog on a Stick. And that's what I'm getting into here.
Okay, I am so glad you clarified that, because just reading this in front of me, I was like, is this made with hot dog?
I would rather die.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, wow, wait a minute. I was like, this can't be right. There's no way he's like so casual about this. It just says blended with Hot Dog on a Stick lemonade. That's the company. I get it. Continue.
Yes, the company is named Hot Dog on a Stick. They blended it with lemonade. This is something I've seen very rarely. My mother's favorite beer, one of her favorite beers, comes from Old Faithful, Sam Adams himself, the man, the myth, the legend, and they make their Port Rocker, and this is a very similar beer to that.
Nice.
It's a beer blended with lemonade. So 4.8% ABV, no review from Beer Advocate. Untapped has it at 3.77. Here it is in the glass. It's very light. On the SRM chart, I would probably put it around a 3. It looks very similar to Gabe's in that it is somewhat hazy. And I will say that there's I can see, it doesn't really come through on the camera, but I can see some sediment floating in it, probably from the lemonade. I poured with a sort of fizzy white head that was pretty thin and not much retention, kind of dissipated pretty quickly. From the brewery, Santa Monica Brew Works presents 310 Stomped Shandy, a bright blend of blonde ale and zesty lemonade from Hot Dog on a Stick. Crisp and refreshing with balanced sweetness and a citrusy twist, like sipping on liquid sunshine.
Nice.
And it was first announced in September of 2020 to honor National Lemonade Day. Now it's kind of become a thing that they do every now and then. It's a limited release, and I'm excited to get into it. Here we go.
We started with the easy stuff. We started with the casual beach beer crushable stuff. So this was good. We did it right. But yeah, our beers look very similar.
And on the nose, it definitely smells like lemon. I don't think it smells like lemonade. It's not too sweet. There is some grassiness and some hay. You get the sense of a blonde ale. There's some honey there, some florality, maybe a little bit of lavender. Lemon definitely leads the way, but it's not very sweet. Like I said, it's sort of what you'd expect from smelling lemon. So it's enticing, but not too strong on the nose. The hops are relatively muted. It's kind of more sort of a blonde malt show, and probably some German malt, probably similar to what you have in yours. We don't know exactly what's in this one, but definitely has a sort of German quality to the smell. It definitely has that somewhat vegetal quality that you would associate with like a Munich malt. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's going on in here.
Interesting.
I'm going to drink it. We got to move this along.
You do that. Santa Monica Brew Works, Beach Brewed, as Stephen said. They apparently still claim the title of their first and only brewery at Santa Monica. They started in 2014. They started selling kegs to local bars and restaurants. That's kind of how they made a name for themselves. They added a bottling line, which allowed them to expand. They got into grocery and liquor stores. And then they made a switch to the canning line, which allowed for extra distribution in a brewery opening. They opened the tasting room in the fall of 2016, followed by a beer garden in the summer of 2020. They have not looked back since, and Stephen can go whenever the hell he wants.
And I have gone exactly once. If you're on YouTube, the beer garden is behind me.
Fun.
It is basically in the parking lot. So what you can't see on YouTube is along my right side here. If you're watching, that's where the building is. And then, or I should say it's technically my left side. I don't know. I don't know how the camera works, but that's where the building is. And then the beer garden kind of goes out this way into the parking lot. It's a little bit from the beach, but you can kind of see where like the Ferris wheel is and the pier.
That looks like a pretty big space.
It is. And there's actually a big space inside the brewery too. So it's,
cool.
You know, during COVID, it was all outside, but now you can go inside. They have a nice space in there. It's really cool. This beer tastes like lemonade. And
Nice.
It's kind of wild. It's definitely, so I said on the nose, it sort of was, it didn't smell too sweet. It drinks much sweeter than that. I don't think it's too sweet. I think it's very tart, actually. The first sip is pretty puckering to the point that you're like, it really just tastes like lemonade. Like the first sip of lemonade where you're like not an overly sweet lemonade, but lemonade for sure. And then it settles and it kind of marries with the sweetness of the malt, and the citrus balances out, and it becomes sort of a nice marriage, and it becomes really refreshing. The mouthfeel is tart. It's like light to medium bodied, but it has some zing. Not in the way a sour does, but like borderline that. The way a tart lemonade does. It's refreshing as hell. Like it's very thirst quenching, but then once you put it down, the sweetness kind of lingers in your mouth and makes you thirsty again. And
classic lemonade.
Exactly. And makes you want to go back for more.
Yeah.
At 4.8%, this is crushable as hell. You can just sip on it all day long. And I don't know. It's not for like, you know, your classic beer lovers, I guess. But in terms of a shandy, this is about as close as a shandy can be. This is what a shandy is. It's a summery ale or a blonde ale with fruit in it, and that's exactly what we have here. And I can't think of a better description than sunshine in a glass. It's really
nice.
They nailed it. Gotta be honest.
I don't remember the last time I had like lemonade without alcohol in it, like just straight lemonade.
Yeah, right. But I mean, it's a different feeling than drinking like, you know, alcoholic lemonade, right? It's not drinking like Mike's Hard, which is very sweet.
Yeah.
But it's still a beer, but the lemonade is definitely there. It's vibrant, it's crisp, it's tart, it's just puckering enough, and then the sweetness sort of balances it out. And then it marries with, again, that mops. There's a malt. There's a little bit of the hops, but not too much. And so that like earthiness kind of grounds it. And the honey of the malt and the sweetness of the malt and the straw and the hay and all those things, they really come together and make a really nice marriage. So if you're somebody who just wants pure beer, you know, there is lemonade in it. So it's got adjuncts. It's different than like Gabe was just drinking a blonde ale or like a regular summer ale. But in terms of a beach beer, again, I can't really find anything wrong with it if I look at it through that lens. Is it my favorite beer I've ever had in the world? No, but does it make an impression? Yes, and I wish my mother could have this because she'd love it. It's really good.
Bring some home to mom. What are you doing?
Yeah, maybe honestly. It's very good. Santa Monica Brew Works. I mean, what can I say? Big ups.
Yeah, well done. Well done. It sounds cool. It sounds interesting. Beach beers, that's what it's all about. So I have a problem.
Are you out of beer because it was 5% and you just shot it back?
My beer glass is empty. It took all of 2 seconds. So
Look, we got to just keep it going, right? We had a 4-beer day.
Hell yeah. Now is the point where we usually talk about the brewery, but we're doing it already. So
we did that. And, this is one of those episodes where all of these breweries are worthy of their own episode in their own right. Yeah. 2 of them have had their own episode, so you can go listen to that. Santa Monica Brew Works and the one we're about to get into. Not yet, but, maybe someday. But we're not focused so much on the breweries themselves as we are the season, the summer, the experience of summer beers. So I think it's cool. Let's keep it rolling.
Great. For all you Boston fans, sucks to suck. We're now going to New York. We're going to home base. I am drinking, as Stephen mentioned, definitely worthy of their own episode. It will happen one day. Five Boroughs Brewing Co. I have their summer ale. I was very excited. I've had other beers from this brewery many, many times before. In fact, as of this recording, I was having their other IPA. This isn't an IPA. This is a summer ale, but I was having their other IPA literally last night at a comedy show in Brooklyn, and it was very good. This is the summer ale. It is 5%. 25 IBUs. Beer Advocate gave it an 82. Untapped gave it a 3.6. The brewery says a thirst-quenching blonde ale, blondes, bursting with notes of citrus, namely grapefruit, a quintessential summer crusher. The malts are two-row and caramel. The hops are mosaic and cascade. I would show you what it is in the glass, but because we're in New York, I got my baseball bat for this puppy.
Oh, nice.
Courtesy of my lovely co-host, Stephen Geronimo Humes. Thank you again for this. It's a baseball bat with the Yankees branded logo, and it's for drinking. It's mainly for drinking beer. It's the beer bat, and I've got it, and I decided to bust it out. Five Boroughs, New York, got to do it.
Why not?
But I won't be able to show you what it looks like. But the SRM chart, it is another solid 3. It's basically the same color as the first one I had. If you're on YouTube and you want to see it, just like rewind like a couple minutes, you'll be fine. I'm very excited for this. Five Boroughs. Like I said, I've had many other beers before. They're very, very good. This is the can for those of you watching. And let's give her a sniff, shall we?
Sniffer. I like this little system we found where you sniff and drink and I talk and vice versa.
We didn't even plan it. It's just coming all together.
It's co-founded in 2017 by Blake Tomnitz and Kevin O'Donnell. Basically, they call it Five Boroughs, but they make it in Brooklyn, so they have a favorite borough, and it's the one Gabe lives in. They have a 2,500 square foot tap room, and it is the beating heart of the brewery. They have a lot of beer. I remember this brewery from when I was in New York briefly. I've had their stuff. I mean, they were founded in 2017, and I left in about 2018, but they're killing it. They're getting very big. If you take a look at their website, fiveboroughs.com, you can see the space, the pallets of beer they're shipping out. They're doing a lot of business, and they are, still the dudes. Kevin and Blake and the team are holding it down, and it seems great. I would love to go visit. I mean, have you been to the tap room itself?
Not yet, but it's on the list. I have a long list of things I need to do. Step 1, go to the eye doctor. Step 2, go to Five Boroughs. The smell is fun. It's got the grapefruit. It's floral. It's herbal, but it's also kind of hop forward. It's 5%, so it's not a strong beer. Spoiler alert, I did taste it as well, so I'll just go right into it. It smells hoppy, which is awesome. And then you taste it, and this is kind of more of what I'm looking for. The Harpoon wasn't bad, but like this is like it because it's easy, it's refreshing, it's easy to go down. It's a light sipper, but at the same time, it's a lot of flavor. It's hop forward. It's that citrusy. It's grapefruit. There's a lot going on, and it's just really great, and I really enjoy it. It's got a nice, lively carbonation, but it's light, and it makes it go down so much easier. It really is awesome. This is kind of what I was looking for in the Harpoon, because it is light and it is easy to go down. And this is another one. They say a summer crusher. Yes. This is another floating down the river, sipping on a beer, doing what you got to do. So I'm happy. It's going to go down very quickly. And I'm drinking out of a baseball bat with our one and only New York Yankees branded on the side. Anthony Volpe, welcome to the team. Glad you're there.
The second coming of two. That's what I call him. I call him the second coming of two. My roommate calls him 2.0 because he's the shortstop. He's not number 2. He's number 11. What's 1 and 1?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Dose.
That's actually pretty good.
I call him the second coming of two.
Side note, I don't know if you saw the video of Aaron Boone telling him he was being called up to the show, but it's like emotional and heart-wrending, and his family's there to congratulate him, and it's amazing. So Anthony Volpe, good for you. Yeah, it's online. Just go type in www.whatisit.com. You'll find it. Five Boroughs, great summer ale. Fan. I love all your stuff. This one's hot.
Yeah, the line between a blonde ale, a summer ale, and a pale ale is a thin one. And I think a summer ale is characterized mostly by, it's closer to the pale ale. It's a little bit more hop forward, but it's vibrant. And then you're working with Mosaic and Cascade, so that's about as classic and sort of juicy, for lack of a better word, a hop bill as you can imagine. But
it's got like the tropical vibe to it. Like it's hidden. It's not strong, but it is hidden.
Yeah, it sounds about right. And so between them, all things considered, what's a better summer beer?
Oh, Five Boroughs.
Hands
it
down.
Just is. There's more flavor. It's hoppier. Harpoon was good. It wasn't bad. It's just, it was almost too easy. There was no challenge. There was no, it was just, it was too easy. So
it's too easy.
I don't know.
That's fair.
I really like this, and I'm drinking out of a bag.
All right, I'm gonna do.
Thank you, Alice Cooper.
I'm going to do our last beer because we got to move on, and it's not a summer beer, but it's called The Joys of Summer, so it counts.
It counts.
It's an IPA. It's from Pizza Port, and you know what? An IPA can be a summer beer, and I love an IPA, rain or shine, so it's fine and it works. It's 7% ABV. Beer Advocate has not rated this one either. Untapped 3.9, and here it is in the glass. It's pale orange. It is much darker than the other beers we've had so far. On the SRM chart, I would put it around a 6, but it's clear. It's definitely, if we're talking IPAs, it's a West Coast. It's not, it doesn't look like a New England anyway, I should say. Pizza Port has been on our show before. We had them on round 47, along with Second Chance. We did kind of a 2-parter, so you can check that out if you're interested. This particular beer from the brewery, they said recently released this past March. They didn't say that part. I said that part. But Joys of Summer is a 7% medium-bodied West Coast IPA. You can expect notes of peach, apricot, and nectarine mixed with tropical passion fruit and papaya. The notes are complemented by big aromas of citrus, followed by light berries. Enjoy all the joys summer has to offer with this IPA. And the hops in here are Citra, Mosaic, and... ladies and gentlemen, we have a new hop alert. There's Waimea hops in here.
Who?
Let's go. New hop. Not really.
Waimea, I went to school with her.
It's a New Zealand hop, and it actually was first introduced in 2012, but I've never heard of it. And if Gabe and I haven't heard of it, it doesn't exist.
Amen.
So it's goes with Citra and Mosaic. I'm intrigued. It's apparently a dual purpose hop. It sort of brings the bitter. It's mainly used for bittering, mainly used for big IPAs. According to Yakima Valley Hops, kind of the main hop company in this country, aromas of tangerine, grapefruit, and pomelo can be achieved through dry hopping and whirlpool additions. So, interesting. We'll see what it does.
Do you remember when you were younger and your mom would make you do chores and you would say, "Why me?" Oh.
See, that was a Steven style joke right there. That's something I would come up with. And
I just kept saying it in my head, and I was just like, I have to say this. I can't not say this. Wow.
That's good. On the nose, it's definitely West Coast. The bitter is there.
Nice.
Some citrus. It's a little bit muted, but there's a pininess. There's a dankness. A little bit of straw and grass, not very much. Obviously, the malt is not there. The fruit is tropical to a degree, but definitely the apricot comes through. And I see what the Waimea is doing. I mean, it's filtered, so it's not hazy in that respect, but also just the fact that there's that other hop that's not Cascade and Mosaic, Citra and Mosaic, I think is bringing a little bit of West Coast to the party. So
yeah, it's shaking it up a little bit.
So I'm going to drink it, and here we go.
Pizza Port. They don't have pizza, ironically. No, they do. They should. The company was founded by siblings, Gina and Vince Marsaglia. Your parents are probably very proud. They originally purchased it as a pizza place, hence the name. They dabbed in home brewing. They were screwing around. They said, hey, let's combine them, pizza and beer. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's just a classic combination. They started offering beer to the public in 92. Since then, the company has opened a number of locations, which have won over 91 medals and awards from the the Great American Beer Festival. And as Stephen said, they were on round 47. I think we had 2 IPAs that episode, so we're keeping the theme going.
I mean, they like their IPAs. We did have we had their honey blonde ale, and we had their Cook Daipa. So
yeah, I knew one of them was an IPA.
Yeah, this one is really good. Yeah, I mean, check mark. You know what I mean? It's a West Coast IPA for sure. I would describe it as a juicy IPA with a West Coast flair. It's not hazy, it's not New England, but it's got a tropical quality to it. And then the bite is on the back end. It's definitely not the dankest IPA I've ever had, but it's also does have that earthiness. It does have that bite. It is a little bit woody. There's no malt to speak of. It's medium bodied. It's a very solid IPA. It's 7%, so it's going to check the box. And then on the back end, lingering bitterness. It's very drinkable. It's not crushable. It's just, this is the kind of thing, like, you could buy a 6-pack of this, have it in your fridge, and just when you want an IPA, just reach for it, and it's going to fulfill all of your hopes and dreams. Is it a summer beer?
Sure.
I don't know about that. It can be, but it's definitely not like one that has to be classified in that box, but it does make me feel the joys of summer, and that's why it's on the episode, and it's very good. And Pizza Port knows their IPAs. That's just the bottom line.
Do you taste the Waimea? Are you asking yourself why Mia?
As I drink it, I'm like, why me? And then I never get an answer. Just that's where it ends.
That's how it happens. I get it.
Yeah, that's one of the stupider jokes we've done.
So which one of yours? Which one are you going for?
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica. This one, right? Yeah, I don't even know why I asked.
I don't know that Santa Monica's is a better beer, but it's a better summer beer, and it's really good and really thought-provoking. And so, but Pizza Port, I mean, no complaints at all, ever. They know what they're doing around an IPA, and I love them. They're down in San Diego, as Gabe mentioned. Just crushing it. Just a great brand that I reach for a lot because they're often on shelves around here. So solid effort all around. Santa Monica takes the cake for best summer beer for me. But that's where we're at. Amen. We should probably move this thing along, huh?
Yeah, we should. We should get the hell out of here soon.
Is Bob in the building? Has he donned his summer shorts?
Bob is here. He has a wonderful tan. I don't know how he does it, but he's here.
Can Art and Crafts.
Can Can Arts and Crafts Summer Hot Bod Edition. Let's get it. I'm just going to start with mine. Harpoon Summer. I'm just going to say it. We're all thinking it. We got some Chargers colors, so I have an appreciation for that. Points 4, am I right? We got the classic Harpoon logo, big, bold, and yellow, dark blue writing with some light blue and white in the background. Kind of looking like a bathing suit style. I like it. It's enjoyable. The Five Boroughs is simple. It is simple, but I kind of like it. It's got a sun, and the sun is not orange or yellow or that color. It's like pink, and it's got an orangey looking beach with what I can only assume is a blue ocean. And then when you turn the can, the colors are inverted. That's fun. That's different. I really enjoy it. Good vibes all around. Let's see what Stephen's working with. He's got, that's a lemonade shandy, all right. That is the Santa Monica one, yes?
Tis indeed.
Tis indeed. I see some lemons. I see some yellow. I see just a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of that. Good on them. Enjoyable. And I know the Pizza Port one is probably a little shiny. Because, there it is. They're all of their logo. Oh, see, they got.
It's a little shiny and a little green, so it's not great.
Yeah, but
here.
It's like a whole artistry of like a beach and somebody walking a dog and people lounging and a surfboard. Like it's just like got a whole vibe going to it. So, Pizza Port wins out of the 4 of them. Collectively, Harpoon, you're gonna get a solid 7.6. Five Boroughs is going to get a solid 6.9. Santa Monica is going to get an 8.5. Pizza Port is going to get a 9.0. Bob Ross is here. Bob Ross look at him. He's got a great tan. I don't know what he does, but his skin is absolutely flawless, and it's annoying. But that's another great edition of Can Arts and Crafts.
If you make the wrong choice to listen to us audio only, Gabe has a tiny Bob Ross doll that he busts out every time he does a segment.
It's not a doll, it's a Funko Pop collectible. You shut your mouth.
And that's at least the second time he said that exact sentence to me. That way, that intonation.
He was given to me. I had a friend that was like, hey, I have 2 of these. You want one? And I was like, yeah, it's Bob Ross.
Yeah.
And he was like, take it. I was like, cool. And then he made its way on. He worked his way up the ladder onto the show to get screen time.
In terms of what else is on tap, there's a lot across all of these.
There's
these breweries, and there's just a lot to mention. I mean,
maybe we all pick a favorite of each one.
Okay, well, Santa Monica Brew Works right now on their menu has a strawberry milkshake porter, and that's crazy. It's porter with milk sugar, Madagascar vanilla beans, and strawberries in it. That's wild.
That
sounds
like fun.
And it's a collab with Johnny Rockets. I'm sorry, Mike, can I get your input?
Exclamation point!
It was inspired by Johnny Rockets' real ice cream shakes.
Wow. Johnny Rockets. Talk about a throwback. Or going to Mohegan Sun.
I didn't mean to lead with the showstopper there, but that's what came to mind there.
Excuse me. All right. The beers we got on tap over here suck.
And then over at Pizza Port, I mean, they have, a lot of IPAs. They have everything you can imagine. I do like that they do a number of seasonal stuff. And so if summer's not your vibe, they also have a Spring Thrills IPA, which is also 7%. So, go with God.
Go with God. I am looking at, for Harpoon, I am looking at a pastry stout called Sticky Bun Stout. It is 7.5%. And it's brewed with natural flavors and real sticky buns from Flour, which is a bakery / cafe. It's a collaboration to raise money for Camp Harbor View, a fun organization. Let's see, donated more than 1,000 young Bostonians and their families each year to offer one-of-a-kind summer camp for students in grades 6 to 8 year-round leadership. Amen. That's cool. Beer for a cause.
And that, can I just say, that is the perfect beer. If you're going to bust out your buddy's bucket hat, you're going to want some sticky buns at the end of it.
Especially if you get involved in that seersucker. I can't stop saying it. For Five Boroughs, I want to talk about their Big Tiny Juicy IPA. Last night, I was drinking the Tiny Juicy IPA, solid IPA, very flavorful, very delicious. This is the hazy DIPA version, tropical aromas of stone fruit, citrus, flavors of orange peel and cantaloupe, fluffy white foam, creamy mouthfeel, hoppy punch, 7.5%. Get inside of me. Sorry, I got weird there. But they have really good stuff. Five Boroughs is can't go wrong. Harpoon, sticky buns. I want all of your buns. I want them all.
Okay, we gotta go. This is it's summer and we gotta hit the beach. But before we do that, we're gonna do what we do at the end of every episode. It's time for last call.
Last call.
Steven, how much are you willing to spend on a burger? Quality, solid, beautiful flavored burger.
How much am I willing to spend if it's prepared by like Gordon, Bobby, or Michael themselves?
Michael.
I would give that $50.
Okay, how about 700? Because there's a Philadelphia restaurant and they're setting what they are calling the gold standard. It is a $700 burger. The name of the place is Drury Beer Garden, on brand. And they have a hamburger that costs $700. It is made. It weighs 8 ounces. It's in Philadelphia. It's very expensive, but it is Wagyu meat burger with caviar, fresh black truffle, lobster flambéed with cognac, topped with aged Irish cheddar and drizzled with honey. And if you're looking at the photo online, there is literally gold on top of the top bun. Me oh my, call a doctor. Fries are included, don't worry. And as is a 1 ounce pour of Louis XIII.
That'd be Louis the Eighth.
Okay, terrible Roman numerals.
I'm sorry. That's Louis the 13th, right?
I think it is 13.
Yeah, it's 13.
Isn't X10?
Yeah. X is 10, and if it goes to it's 13. We got there.
So
we're okay.
It comes with fries and a 1 ounce pour of Louis the 13th cognac, and that cognac is $5,000 a bottle. Are you getting your money's worth? Let's discuss.
Wow. So there was an episode of my favorite. I'm big into food media. Gabe knows this, and Gabe also knows that my favorite food show of all time is Iron Chef America, and that's because it was like food media. It was like cooking, but also sports. Like it was all of that at once. But they did an episode towards their waning seasons before they like brought it back in their like 2012-ish. They did a lot of themed episodes. And so they did an episode that was Vegas. And that was the theme of the episode. And so there on the altar was like just stuff that cost money. Caviar. The other stuff. Truffles. Shit like that. And Bobby Flay made a burger that was similar to this. Just truffles and caviar and just expensive, like gourmet.
Just went for it.
And that's what this reminds me of. Is it like good? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Wagyu beef is supposed to be the best beef you can ever have. I've never had it. I'm sure that it's delicious. The caviar thing... Here's the thing. Have you ever had caviar?
Yes, but not. It was in like a dip, so I didn't have it like by itself, like with a spoon. I had it mixed with other things, so like I couldn't tell you. Like all I know is that it's salty,
and I don't understand. I need to try it because I don't. It's the only thing I've never. They also did an episode of Iron Chef America where they did battle caviar, and they would cut to Bobby Flay, and he was just eating it. Like I mean, I've never seen people lose their mind over a food product as much, and I don't understand.
Yeah, caviar is one of those food items that like if it's good caviar, you're gonna like ball out for it. It's gonna be a pretty penny, but at the same time, it tastes really good, and for some reason, people just lose their shit over it.
So black truffle, then they flambe the lobster in this cognac, this $5,000 cognac. They wrap the entire burger in gold leaf, which I also don't understand. Like, does that have a taste, or is that just like for the coolness of like you're eating gold? I don't know.
I think if you have to ask my opinion, I think it's the coolness.
And like extremely expensive honey too being drizzled. Look, if you have $700 to drop on a burger and fries,
talking to you, LeBron James.
Report back. I mean, to me, I'm like, I see it on the menu, and everything else on their menu is like, $20, $24. It's a burger place.
This is the one thing that it's like, if you're gonna go all out, it's like, anytime there's like a food challenge and it's like, eat this giant thing in less than an hour or whatever, it's like, this is the one big ticket item.
Yeah, even their like short rib entree is $19. It's not like this place is like crazy, but they have to. And part of it was like, is this a joke? But it's on the menu, and if somebody orders it, you have to make it. So they have the shit. I don't know. My mind is blown.
Just off of the photo alone, it looks like there's a little too much going on, to be honest with you. Like, I as I was reading it, the flavors just sounded like they would mesh so well together. But like looking at the photo I'm looking at right now, like the bun is like not even sitting on it. It's like falling off of it because there's just too much going on. So if I'm spending $700 on a food, like, it better be one of the best things I've ever eaten. And if it's like messy and not working, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah. I mean, this is like what Jalen Hurts should go eat if the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl. That's the reason. I mean, if you're going to order this, you need to have a reason. Something major needs to just have happened. You need to just have won the lottery. You need to just have like come into a lot of money or something. Or you aced your MCATs. I don't know. You need a reason to go drop $700. I just became a
lawyer. Yeah. Let's buy a $700 burger. But guys, fries are included. So like, it's kind of a good deal.
The honey drizzled fries are included. It's crazy. But not that we need to give this place any free promotion, but I will say the beer garden looks awesome. Not disregarding the $700 burger, their beer menu looks great. Their burger menu looks great. I'm hungry and I want to go.
Yeah, and this is a problem. I can't be reading this. I ate dinner earlier and I'm already like...
Trip to Philly. We love Philly.
Nachos. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the best part of the article. The owner, George Sisorius, said nothing of the gratuity that would come from a tab that included a $700 sandwich, though a 20% gratuity is added on to parties of 6 or more.
If you spend $700 on this burger, you're going to want more than 6 people there watching you eat it. That's not something that you buy
alone. Table for 1, please. I'll have the gold standard.
Yeah, I'm just here for lunch. Can I get the burger?
I got to get back to work in like 45 minutes.
I got to get back to the office. Can I get that $700?
Can I get that $700? Can I get it to go, actually? Can I get a box? Can I get a box? Wow.
Okay, we gotta go because it's summer and we have summer things to do. We got cookouts to attend. Some of us are aging because that's what happens in June. Looking at you and Priya. Maybe
I don't want to be older.
Yeah.
Touchdown
at the 30-yard line.
It is unbelievable because I'm hitting the big 3-0 and I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as the big 2-9. Just shitty.
Just another number. I will say I'm starting to feel it. I pull a muscle every fucking day. It's insane. I don't know what happened. All the rumors are true. They're like, you're going to start to feel it. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm athletic. I work out. Leave me alone. No, this shit's real.
No, you feel it. It's
this shit hurts.
When you're 30, you reach an age where, like, some days you just wake up and you go, I guess I slept wrong, and
oh my god,
guess I'm out for the week. Guess I'm done.
Yes, that happened to me last week. Yeah. My neck, I couldn't move.
All right, I can't move this week. That's where we're at. That's what the Lord has in store for me today.
Unbelievable.
Okay, we'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. Get out there, enjoy some fun in the sun, wrap up your finals or whatever, get out of school, kids. It's time to party. And,
Hell yeah.
Until then, drink good beer, love each other, stay classy, and we'll see you soon.
Peace out, fam. Enjoy the weather.